I'm Emily and I live in Doncaster. It's always kind of concerned me about how species are becoming endangered because of human activity. Last year in geography we did like a module on climate change, and it really made you stop and think about how imminent it is and how much damage it could cause. So this is the first competition that I've gone for regarding climate change, and it was just crazy to win.
I think it's fantastic. We're so proud of her. It's nice that finally the students get to have their voice heard and people get to listen to them. Emily's just done a fantastic job. You know, she's inspired me to think more about the environment. She's inspired the students in the school. We would like to celebrate success here, and we're extremely proud that she's managed to get to the final, and then to win this as well. It's absolutely fantastic.
We've got a biomass energy centre that heats the school, and we try and recycle things as much as we can. A lot of students are encouraged to come on bikes, and we've got different bins for recycling. I would say just try and learn as much as you can, try and do, because people don't realise, but little things that they do, like using reusable shopping bags or walking somewhere, it's those little things that can really make a difference if enough people do it. I feel that it's quite important that we educate ourselves, because a lot of these things that could happen will happen in our lifetimes. I think it's really important that politicians do listen to young people. When you think about it, we're the future, and at the end of the day it's going to be us that are around later on. Climate change is our fault. We have caused this mess, and now it's up to us to rectify it. If we fail, our entire planet will suffer as a result of our activity. Picture this. People are being forced to move away from their homes. There are more frequent natural disasters, and there's more plastic in the ocean than fish. Welcome to the year 2050. We will be forced to sit back, knowing that we could have done something more, knowing we could have saved the planet, but we underestimated the damage that would be caused. Climate change is happening, and it will continue to happen unless something drastic is done. That is up to you. Our system needs to change. People could be asked to grow their own foods and buy locally or ethically sourced produce to reduce the transportation of goods. Those who grow their own foods could be provided with a form of reward, such as vouchers for gardening equipment or other activities. Large companies could be encouraged to switch to electric vehicles and invest in sustainable packaging. Supermarkets could enact zero waste policies, sending wasted products to be either recycled or turned into power sources such as biomass. More renewable energy sources could be established, such as wind, solar and wave power. In the future, rainwater could be channeled with wastewater from houses into an underground water wheel, producing hydroelectric power to be used in streetlights or pelican crossings. This way, wastewater could be utilised in a way that benefits communities. Afforestation could be encouraged in order to mitigate the carbon dioxide in the air. If schools were able to have more green space for plants and possibly grow their own vegetables, it would encourage more insects to pollinate the area. Annually, people could be encouraged to calculate their carbon footprint, helping people see their effect and what actions they can take personally. If these results were submitted, this would also help determine the mitigation and adaptation strategies that are proving effective. Sea levels have risen around 20 centimetres in the last century, and ice is melting earlier in the spring. Over 1/5 of the population have already seen warming surpass 1.5 degrees Celsius in at least one season. Even with a 1.5 degree warmer world, around 14% of the population will be exposed to severe heat waves at least once every 5 years. If we allow the planet to warm by 2 degrees, the devastating heat waves and wildfires could become an annual event. 16 out of the 17 warmest years on record have occurred since 2001, and on average 200,000 acres of rainforest are burned on a daily basis, and over 20% of the Amazon is already gone. Things can change. If we act with urgency, with passion and with dedication, we can lessen the impact of climate change. We have the power to save what is left of our home. All species on Earth depend on us to change our ways. Action must be taken, and it must be taken now. We can't make excuses any longer. This is the reality of our future if nothing is done. Do you want to be responsible for this? To be labelled as humanity's last hope, or the generation who could have done more, but they didn't? Or do you want to be known as the pioneers, the people who left a legacy for the rest of us to follow? Our future is in your hands. Don't throw it away.